Shit's my favorite, bro. Since a kid. Love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Take out shit, right? The original, you can't be getting no reduced sodium in it. See, if you want to eat something like this, you gotta eat it up. Pulling the gun on this trap. Hey, bro. Okay. DJ Chachi, the building, industry talk. Bring it back down. That's how we set it off. Marty Rock in the building. Real quick question for you. Ready?
Okay.
What's the best thing about sleeping late? Like that the fact that we have a flip schedule. What's your favorite thing about it?
I'm a father. I wouldn't know, bro.
You see how he just takes out? He just takes away
I wouldn't know. But when I could sleep in, it was amazing because you woke up to notifications on your phone. You was, you know. Like,
this is my favorite thing about sleeping late. Ready? I wish all my people happy birthday at 4 a.m. Ask me why.
Why?
Because they can never respond. They respond in the morning, but by then it's too late. I'd be like 4 a.m. Happy birthday. I get a response 6 hours later. I don't get a response to that. So it never goes. It becomes a conversation. Because that's my biggest fear. Is like I tell somebody I don't really know that well happy birthday, and then you want to start a conversation. So I hit you at 4 a.m. Happy birthday.
That's true.
But by the time you wake up, you be like, oh, thank you, bro. I don't get a response.
I'm like a quarter popular.
Nonfiction Radio, industry talk. Marty Rock in the building, DJ Chachi in the building, DJ Finest in the building, S-Dot in the building. We all here, man. We all here.
What up?
Yo, you seen the Vlad post with A Boogie and Don Q?
I missed it.
Alright, so allegedly, everything I'm about to say is allegedly. Just want to put that on camera. Don Q and A Boogie went to Philadelphia, so promoters booked them. And then the promoters are claiming that they came to get a walkthrough and they were paid to perform, but they didn't perform, they just did a walkthrough and left. And we're seeing this a lot in, I think Young M.A. went through a situation like this where she was completely wrong actually, but I think that a lot of artists have been going through this situation where they're promising promoters things under the table. It's basically, hey man, I'll do you a solid, I'm perform, but that doesn't mean that I owe you that.
Right.
What's your thoughts on this? How do you take it? Do you think that they're in the wrong? Do you think the artist is in the wrong?
Where's the paperwork?
You see, but that's not like that, because I'm a promoter, right? So I'm booking, I have artists that I'm booking right now, right?
Right.
And for a fact, I'll tell you for a fact right now, in the contract, it says nothing about writing a song or performing a song, okay. And nothing in the contract.
Right.
However, me and them have this relationship where I've now built with you and I expect you to do a song or two.
Okay.
And that's developing with all my artists.
No, I get that.
That being said, that's a conversation you need to have with an artist before, like, hey, listen,
correct.
Or with a manager, hey, listen, if you think you can hold it down. Now that's the problem. A lot of these artists don't have one manager. They have like 13 different people that give them bookings.
Right.
So if you go to like somebody who isn't as close to the artist and he promises you a performance and you don't get it, you can't really be mad at the artist because the person you went through wasn't as reliable as you thought.
Right. Not only that, but if even if you try to take this somewhere, like if the promoter tries to take it to
no, there's no legality.
Right.
The point is this is with promoters, right?
He's beat.
No, he's beat. He knows he's beat, but if you've seen the video, he tried to fight. They ran down on him. They tried to fight him. They ran down to the car. Like Don and A Boogie jumped into the Sprinter. They did what's right, in my opinion. If you want to leave, just leave. Don't do a show. So they did leave and they just left. And I think that was great that they just, they handled it professionally on their end, which they just left. However, if the promoter did have a established relationship with the two of them, I don't like it. Because you know what it is? It's about returning customers. I go to my deli down the block sometimes and I don't have like exact change. I'll be short 50 cents.
Yeah, he'd be like, yo, you good.
I'll see you next time.
Whatever.
So I'm gonna give you 5-6 bookings a year. You shouldn't have a problem doing a track.
Like for instance, if you book me, you tell me, yo, Marty, get on at 12 and rock till 3, right? If sometimes you ask me like, yo, I need you to close out the night. You cool with that? I'll be like, all right. anything for you because we have that relationship.
Okay,
You know
but there's a
I mean?
difference between booking someone 40 times a year and 4 or 5. I say like, take out like Dave East. I booked Dave East, I'd say 4 times in the past 2 years. You know what I mean? I got like 2 million 6 times in the past 2 years.
Right.
There's guys I've booked multiple times. And I always say, if you're not in the mood, I get it, but I need you to just jump on the mic for me so that I don't look completely discredited. You understand? That's the problem. To me, to me, it makes really no difference. It's just a vibe in the club. It looks good on camera. Okay, fantastic. But I just need you to grab the mic so that I can look like, hey, I put out a product out there that was worth buying tickets for.
Of course.
You know what I mean? These people spend $20 on a ticket. What people don't understand is that's your last. That can be, you're a college student. You're just trying to see your favorite artist. You're spending your last $20, $25, $30 on that. And you want to see him perform, and we keep getting robbed with these performances in New York City.
But I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay, go for it.
Devil's advocate, because coming from a person who deals with promoters, not saying you, but there's some promoters that is always fine print with them. Always.
Always.
Like, we always, like, they'll tell us, like, oh, your set is between 12 to 3, okay? And then boom, an hour before you're supposed to be there, they'll text you, like, where you at? What do you mean where I'm at?
I'm on the way.
I was supposed to be there at 12. Oh, I don't have an opener. Okay, so what do you want me to do? You don't have music, that's not my problem. Like, you know what I mean? Or they'll be like, oh, I don't have Serato.
I just think the difference.
I don't have this, I don't have that. But look, hold on, what I'm with is nobody knows the runaround that promoter was giving A Boogie's camp. You know what I mean? Nobody knows the runaround. Like, he could have probably been like, all right, well, I'm here. I got paid to host. I got paid to show face. Whatever. Now he wants me to perform after he told me to bring this person and that person.
Dealing with A Boogie in the past, I'll tell you this. In my opinion, I do think this case specifically, he probably was paid to host and he did exactly his job. And that being said, I will say this continuously in the industry. It's been a problem because of there's no really artist saturation. You have 10 artists that really get booked across New York over and over again on a weekly basis, and the problem is that these guys are taking 3 gigs at a time, and when you take 3 gigs at a time, by the time you get to your 3rd gig, you don't really want to perform. Right. And that just is what it is. And maybe he didn't do that with Philly, maybe he was going to an event after that. It makes no difference. My point is, nothing is absolute in this business, and I want to show that to the public, because that's the point I'm trying to make to you guys. Our checks aren't absolute. The job isn't absolute, and even when you have a contract, it isn't absolute. Nothing's absolute in this industry.
But it also comes down to your value. You know what I mean? If I'm a DJ and I'm getting 10,000 to play some places, right? And you tell me, Marty, just come to my party, show face, say a couple things on the mic. Again, this is completely hypothetical. Say a couple things on the mic. Okay, boom. I'll say hee hee ha ha on the mic, right? And then you're like, yo, drop a set. Like, son, you paid me $2,000 to be here, not to DJ. I perform a service for $10,000. If I'm here for $2,000 and I DJ for you, how am I gonna get $10,000 to DJ at any other gig? You know what I'm saying? If A Boogie is charging $40,000 to perform,
I'm not gonna say it. No, I'm not gonna say it. I was about to say it's not wrong.
Again, no.
I was about to say it's not wrong.
I'm talking completely hypothetical.
I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke from hybrids.
And Chachi, you can chime in on this. If I'm charging $40,000 to perform a service, right? To perform, to perform my biggest song, say hi, shake hands, kiss babies, and I'm out. 40 grand, right?
Yep.
If you're paying me 10 grand just to show up and sit in your VIP and sit.
Why am I doing this song?
Why am I gonna do a song? And how am I supposed to charge somebody $40,000 to perform the song when I just charged you 10? And promoters talk. The industry talks. The industry talks. The promoters have a
hold on.
And they love to say how cheap they got somebody for.
Let me introduce all the elements of the table, okay? So one, we got owner of 4 a.m. DJ Chachi in the building. That's number 1. Number 2, we got DJ S. Freddie Wap's official DJ, just got back from being on tour in Toronto. So we got a lot of great Canada. Well, not just Toronto. Went on tour throughout Canada.
I learned my lesson with that one. I learned my lesson. I say Canada, everything's not Toronto.
Not bad. In Canada land.
Welcome to the show, big brother.
Welcome to the show. Good to have you. We're gonna get you in here sooner or later. Don't worry about it. But I do want to touch on the subject, okay? Basically, the subject is as follows. And me and you don't even know had a situation exactly like this that happened. And on my birthday, and it wasn't y'all fault. 100% your fault.
Outside so long.
Exactly. So this is the question, right? This is the question that we're asking, basically. So allegedly, Don Q and A Boogie go to a club in Philadelphia, correct? And they don't perform, they do a walkthrough, they come out, and there's a huge fight outside. Apparently the promoters said they were supposed to perform, and they didn't perform. Now we all know how this works. A lot of the times they'd be like, hey man, we'll do it. You have to write hosted on the flyer, but we'll still do it. Talk to me, both of you guys, being close to artists, being artists yourselves. I'm gonna go with Chachi first and S. Dot. Talk to me about how it's like, what it's like for you. What makes you decide, basically, am I gonna give an extra, a song? Am I gonna stay in half hour extra? What makes you want to do that?
It's not really what you want to do. Usually it's spoken about before. So that could be...
But it's never written down. That's the problem.
Never written down.
A text message is a binding agreement. It is.
No, but is it? No, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because every single DJ gig I've ever booked has been over text or email, so let's talk about that.
Legally, a text message is a binding agreement. Legally.
That's a fact.
Is it really a fact, man?
Is that really a fact?
You can use that in court as a binding agreement.
Yes.
It's written, and you both consent.
I guess your numbers can be traced to your actual name, and I guess that makes sense.
It's a binding
I've
agreement.
heard you some terrible things.
Especially at 3 a.m.
It's okay, I see it.
I'm sorry, 4 a.m.
It's okay.
Nowadays,
Madison, I'm sending you an NDA. I'm sending you an
No, but
NDA.
legally, a text message is a binding agreement.
I said, talk to me, tell me about
Legally,
this.
you're not going to waste the money to go out. Legally, you
Yeah.
just want them to do the right thing at the show. Everybody makes money, everybody pays bread, and
Right.
everything moves on.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go to a court battle. You just want them to do their thing. But they really should. It's like an unspoken thing.
Yeah.
Your communication.
I just want a song, man. I just want one record. I don't even want much. Like, I just want you to grab the mic. Half the time, I don't even want you to sing along with the record. I just want you to stay there.
Just say hello, say what's up.
Yeah.
You know, I got that.
And specifically with you, so we had my birthday party, Fetty Wap. I booked Fetty, right? And the person that we booked through got, and this is the first time I'm saying this on here, the person that we booked through ended up not being as kosher as we thought. And he ended up, so we paid X amount of money, right? For him to perform 2 songs and do a walkthrough. He only got the walkthrough price from whoever we sent it through. Now that being said, that's not his fault. He got walkthrough money, he's doing a walkthrough.
Yeah.
I find out at the event on my birthday, we have to corner this guy in a certain environment where we have to be like, yo, this is wrong. And I want to tell y'all promoters, don't be ashamed. I'm sick and tired of this. Because you know what it is? Every single promoter has been through this. It is a consistent battle. People will always tell you more than they can do. And you just need to learn from your mistakes. And now that I've met you close up, we've been friends for a while, talk to me about how many times you guys come to a venue and they expect one thing from you and you get something else.
I honestly, dealing with this game, that's all we see. Because now, like bro said, you know, a text message is really a legal agreement now. Like, no matter which way you look at it, because if a person prints out them text conversations, you understand what I'm saying, and bring it to court, the judge will abide by it most of the time. You understand what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, it's a whole bigger thing. But as far as being in it, I would say we're still young in the game, 4 or 5 years, and I've seen a lot of, yeah, just booking for the walkthrough. I done been part of a booking for a walkthrough.
And
then they expect them to do something.
And they expect them to do something.
That's fine print. That goes back to the fine print that I'm talking about.
But then if you do one song, the people who was there to party, they don't know the business side.
Exactly.
So now they're looking at you like
I'm stupid.
We need more.
Yep.
Now let's just go back to the main artist that I DJ for, which is Fetty. You feel what I'm saying? There's no way he can just come and do Trap Queen.
No.
If you like Trap Queen, you might like 6, 7, 9, and then if you're in a certain area, they want my way.
Yeah.
And then if you're in another certain area, they want it again, and then next thing you know, you're doing $100,000 show.
No, 100%. No,
For $10,000.
And yo, before we even go there, this is the thing. The only reason why I bought up Fetty is I'm comfortable enough to do that because look, he did my birthday 2 years ago, did Lasuka with me, did my birthday last year. I booked him up every single time. It's class act. Yo, he did a full performance at Lasuka. I'm talking about like 20 songs.
Right.
It was like 45 minutes he was up there. I was shocked.
But did you book him for that?
No, not at all.
And that's a
That's within the hardest.
Yeah, but that's the funny
Behind
part.
the scenes don't
understand.
Right.
I don't know where he just came from. I don't know where he just came from. I don't know what he was just doing before this. I don't know what led up to this week.
Right.
Maybe he's just trying to chill. Maybe his baby mama is there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
let me ask you a question though. Did you ask him to perform a song before the booking was done? Before his part?
The person who we booked it through said he was going to do 2 songs.
Okay, before
apparently
his camp,
it wasn't valid. That was the problem.
Before his camp had the guap in their hand, Did you or did you not ask him to do a song or two? Did you address that?
Nah, we never spoke. Listen, we never spoke to him directly. This is why I never ever said anything on air or anything.
Right.
Because I understood it. I understood it. I was like, hey, because what he got out of what we gave him is walkthrough money. Right. So I'm not mad at you. You got paid to do what you did, and you did it. Anyways, Industry Talk, Nonfiction Radio, DJ Dot and Marty Rock in the building, Jason Experience, Chachi. About to jump back in. No, I want some more music from you, bro. I want some more music.
Man, the legend. New York
legend. Set it up, baby. Set it up.
What up? I'm Chachi from New York City. I'm at Nonfiction Radio, my man Jason Experience, and I currently weigh 155 pounds. Because all I eat is this. You see that fruit? It's delicious. You want it? You want some?
Alright, we're here. Nonfiction Radio, DJ Chachi in the building, DJ Dot, DJ Marty Rock. We got a whole lot of talent in the building.
Hey.
Whole lot of talent in the building, alright? So we're gonna set it off like this, man. We have Mr. 4 a.m., Mr. The best comb over in the game, Mr. I don't sleep and I don't do Red Bull, Mr. I have a tan but never seen a tanning salon, DJ Chachi in the building.
What's up, guys?
I think the first thing we need to do is we need to shout out Madison. I always shout out to Madison for everything that you do. I love you. You've always supported everything that we've done, I think, collectively. 100%. So I want to say thank you to you. Let's start from the beginning, all right? 14 years old. Take me before that.
1996.
Take me to growing up in an Italian household. Okay. Tell me how those family values later on in life propelled you to build a family in 4 a.m. How did your culture growing up help you really bring together what you brought together these days? I told you it's not going to be easy, man. I'm not going to just hit you with this.
I wasn't expecting this.
We can't play out here.
I did grow up in an Italian household.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I have such a great family and such a huge family base. I mean, like, we do Sunday dinner. Still now, to this day, I've flown in from Thailand, I've flown in from Paris one time, and my mom did not care. She was like, I'll see you
at Sunday.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But that speaks volumes to how you run your company now, correct?
It's important, yeah. We run it like a family. I mean, like, we always joke around and say that Madison and I are like mom and dad, the company. Like, she's up early, like, getting it, and then I'm up late, so putting out fires.
Like, Madison's, like, making the sandwiches, like 4:30 a.m., you know what I mean? Like, just getting ready.
Heating up the tomatoes for the sauce.
Yeah, she's just getting ready for whatever needs to be done.
Lunches and sending the DJs off to school, you know.
What's the earliest age you touched DJ equipment at?
96, I was 14, yeah.
And you touched, and you did, obviously, you were just getting records, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really DJing, like, nightclubs. I was still in high school and had cousins that DJ'd, like, house parties and stuff.
And you carried their,
I carried their stuff to a bunch of their parties, and then I would ride my bike, like, 2 miles to one of their houses, and I would play on their turntables.
And then you would just go on their equipment?
For hours and just be awful.
Now, this is my question.
That's perfect, though. Like,
that was awful.
Records wasn't cheap. It wasn't like you could just scratch up a record and burn another one. No, like they weren't cheap.
So expensive. Like,
a lot of people wouldn't even let you, like,
I would spend all of my money on records. I mean, like, imports were like 11.
I mean, at 14 years old, you didn't have, like, you weren't part of, like, the mob or, like, you didn't have a, it was 14, child, so that, like, spent all my money. I spent all my money on Topps cards, you know, but that's the budget I have.
I spent my money on Pokemon cards. If you don't mind me asking, yeah.
That Charizard comes in at $10.
Your family, they live comfortable? I mean, you're
I'm from, like, straight middle class. My dad owned a repair shop his whole life. So, like most Italian families, I started working at 8 years old.
Yup, put in that work.
And so every summer, I worked with my dad fixing cars, holidays, whatever. Like, if I wasn't in school, I was in the shop.
Oh, okay.
So the shop is in Jamaica, Queens. I mean, it's not there anymore. Like, 164th Street. That's, like, where I grew up.
Right.
From the bottom. Now, when you were helping these other DJs now bring in records and then helping them out with whatever you were helping with at that age, you think that being on the sidelines, because all you did was you bought in the crates and you had to wait 2 hours to break it down, right?
No, we're not done with the family.
No. I want to get to that. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure.
No, we gonna get.
Sure mom was like, you're not doing this for a living. You're not gonna be a DJ. You're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a lawyer. You're gonna be you're gonna discover the cure for cancer.
That didn't happen yet. That conversation, that specific conversation, because literally like those words like came right and
we've all been through that.
100%.
Everybody at this table been through that.
I want to chime in on that after you answer that real quick though.
And if you do anything unorthodox, your parents go.
Really?
Yeah.
As for for myself, I don't want to get too emotional. You know, I don't have the parents to ask right now. You know, due to certain situations, I don't have the parents to ask. So I try to get my advice from older siblings and friends who are a little bit older. Associates, people in the game that are a little bit older. It came to a point in time, just to be honest, I was like, you know what, this is just not gonna work. Like, DJ is not it. I'm gonna have to go back to working and stuff like that. Have you ever got to that point, and it's like, what made you like stick?
Continue.
Like,
what made you keep going?
So there was a point in my career where I remember I was DJing in the city. I was about 18, and I started DJing clubs, and the promoters were kind of like giving me the runaround, and they were trying to pay me like through my guest list.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I got to spend all my money on records, practice all week long, and then only get paid on like the people
on based on how you bring
to see me. And I was like, this ain't it. Because I hated promoting. I'm not a promoter. Like, I'm a DJ. This is what I do. Like, I speak with my hands. Like,
yes, speak with the music in the hand.
I kind of gave up DJing clubs for a little while, and I went back to Long Island, and I just did like mobile parties and sweet 16s and weddings, because I would kill it every weekend. I was 18, going to college, working at a record store, DJing weddings on the weekend, but I would.
Which sounds completely cliche, like you're working at a record store, going to college, and DJing at the same time. That sounds like a Zac Efron movie.
It's crazy because that's how I started.
But yeah, but you see, and you told me when I was talking to you, like, yo, I used to rap, right? And I'm like, yo, that might be cliche, but I think what people don't understand is we go through steps in life that we can't control. Meaning, if you at some point don't believe in what you're doing, a lot of people be like, yo, you did something, and like, oh wow, you should never have done that. I believed in what I did at the time. If I didn't believe in what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't be able to do it. Whether what you did was right or wrong, or whether you made the right decisions or not, makes no difference. Because you put everything you had into something and tried to make something out of it.
Nobody knows the mountain you had to climb to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like Chachi didn't just wake up one day and was signed to Moon Swing. You know what I mean? Like it didn't happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you gotta try and you gotta fall on your rear end like
over and over and over.
And it's just the it's you. You know what I mean? It's the willpower that you have and the desire to keep going that really makes you what you are. You know what I mean? And it's like, you ever seen that meme where it's like the dude that's like underground digging to get to the diamond, and then like he's like one more swing of the axe
and he can't see it,
and he's there,
he can't see it,
but he gives up. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like, and that's real talk though, because
no, it's 100%.
You don't know how many more times you gotta swing that axe until you get your shot.
You know those mistakes make you who you are.
Exactly.
It's just about spinning in front of the right person. You know what I mean? You spin in front of Richie Akib on a random night, and you know what? If he likes you, he'll come up there and it might change your life. That's how this game works.
Yeah, but the thing is that Richie,
okay, not specifically Richie. I'm saying in general, you never know in the crowd.
But there's so many people that have those little, like you know what I mean? Like you have that it factor to you know what I mean? Like if you hear something you like, you're like, all right, we need to talk.
So I want those promoters still doing this shit.
No, it's exactly. No, promoters still do this. But you know what it is? Look, all right, before we get to any of that, what I was originally asking you was, because you want standby every single gig for 2 hours with these DJs, do you think that you know how to read a crowd better than anybody else because you've been doing it since you're 14 years old? That's my question.
I can answer that for you.
That's my question.
1,000%.
That's my question.
From private events. Because clubs, you can play whatever you want, and like it's basically kind of like if you like my music or not, whatever, beat it. But private events, you have a dance floor to keep, and you got to keep butts on that dance floor. It looks like you're doing a terrible job. So you are reading every song you play. You look up and you're like, all right, grandma wasn't feeling that. The young kids were, and you maneuver, and like that's a stressful situation because let's say it's a small party or something like, and that's your job. That's like most of your income. That's where you really learn to read. clubs these days, it's autoplay. It's like Spotify's.
Yeah, no, it's basically just play the top 40 mixed with like 13 different remixes that I have.
You can literally make a crate and just go through it from beginning.
Literally, and it's a joke. It's terrible.
And you know what it is though? Not to drop names or anything, but Catch on Saturday, I did that, and I was like, the room is programmed. I'm gonna just play A to B.
Right.
And it failed miserably.
Oh no.
Like I was literally like going into my Finder, typing in songs because shame on me.
So you had to work.
I opened for myself.
But adapting isn't bad.
No, it's not at all.
Isn't bad.
But because I opened for myself and I programmed the room, that's why I was digging. You know what I mean? It's because of that I was digging. Usually when I walk into a room, it's go time. It's just you go A to B. The room is warmed up already. The room is programmed. If you have a good opener, you know what I mean. And then you just go in. But because I opened for myself and I programmed the room, I was like, what am I doing?
Now where I go?
Yeah, no. It wasn't now where I go. It was like, why would I even think about like painting by the numbers? You know what I mean?
Right.
So. Again, it just goes like with experience. You can't teach experience.
You can't. No, you can't.
Like literally, Chachi got here and he was like, "Oh, I have to play clean," and I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay."
I got this in a bag.
I don't know what radio it is, but all right.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
So Chachi, so you're a successful DJ, right? And you have your hands in certain investments, correct?
Rumble. We want to talk about the Rumble.
So we have 4am. Which is obviously plays a big role in the nightlife.
I'm learning. I'm a young DJ, so I'm learning.
And what else do we have? So what else? A, what else are you invested in? And B, how important is it?
Are those investments to somebody who's not getting a weekly check?
Not only that, but how important is that to your future, your kids' future? I know you don't have any kids, correct?
I don't.
Nope. But we spoke about this on the way. When you
do have kids, how important is it for their future, your investments and your moves now?
So when I was, I guess maybe 23, I was on the road. I was still living home. I didn't even need like an apartment anywhere because I was traveling.
These are mood swing days, right?
These are mood swing days. I just signed a mood swing. I'm at 10 June on Thursdays. I'm in Atlantic City every weekend. I'm doing stereo on Tuesdays. And my father is like, there's a shelf life to this. You can't do this for forever. Like, you're a DJ. Like,
of course.
How long? So an investment opportunity came to me to get into a nightclub. And I knew the guys really, really well, and I invested in, now it's like 6 nightclubs, restaurants, that they pay quarterly residuals. So that stuff is really important, like spreading my money down.
Is it in the state of New York?
They're all over the country.
Oh, okay.
So I had that in my mind that I was.
Wait, this was your first investment?
This is way back. This is way back.
This was first investment you struck gold.
Yeah, I've only had one not really fail, but not really like hit it out of the park.
Right.
I'm knock on wood. I mean, like, you're getting in bed with guys. Like,
it's wood.
You're hoping that like they do all the right things. And,
right.
I mean, it's a gamble. It really is. I mean, investing is basically.
Now, were they your friends when you?
You gotta just trust. You got to know that the people you were working with are gonna do right with your money. You know what I'm saying?
Were they your friends or were they colleagues?
They were colleagues. Yeah.
You don't do business with family.
No, you never do business. No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Money and blood don't matter.
Yes.
It do not. I do want to take it back to your cousins though, real quick. So you told me that you grew up and all your cousins are DJs, correct? And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that because when you were growing up, you didn't see your cousins as competition, you saw it as inspiration? Do you think that 4 a.m. runs like that as well, where hey, they're like your cousins when you were younger.
Okay.
People look up to you, they're inspired by you, but they're not jealous or competitive by you.
In other words, like the other DJs on the roster?
Exactly. Meaning you have a roster, right?
Yeah.
Which let's say are, in a metaphorical world, are your cousins, correct?
Yeah.
Now, it's flip-sided because they're looking up to you. My question is that jealousy removed because you guys were family, you and your cousins, or is that jealousy removed based off the fact that they were talented because they had experience and they were talented and you saw that and you're like, I'm inspired by these guys, I'm going to respect these guys.
Right.
Do the guys before you that come into 4 a.m. respect you because, hey, you know what, this guy does have 10 years on me and he might be able to teach me something?
Right.
Or is it now, because we're a family, I got to now show respect?
Most of the time, it's just because they know that I have the experience. And
it's just
the years
profound.
on them, I mean, the experience goes beyond just DJing for X amount of years. It's like I've DJed on almost every continent. Like I've had residencies across.
Signed to the Netherlands, spin records, by the way.
I'm signed to
the Netherlands. Like, why Netherlands as well? We'll get to that.
I mean, that's where spinning is from. I mean, like the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
So many DJs.
Dude, the house is like.
Is this what it is? The EDM world isn't just the Netherlands randomly?
No, yes, bro. They're all from like the same town.
Chachi,
Hardwell.
Like a little town in the Netherlands.
Everybody is like from the Netherlands.
So there's like a little town in the Netherlands, and if I go there and I knock up someone, 85% chance I'm gonna have the next fiasco. Yeah. I'll be in the Netherlands next week, by the way. Tune me in. You can book me.
It's all of them.
That's wild.
So personally, I don't think so. I feel like people respect me because of the things that I have accomplished, not because they think that they have. Because I don't come at people like I've done this, I've done that.
No, of course.
I come at DJs that are potentially on my roster and are on my roster.
Right.
Let's do this together because I feel like we can all win. I always say that to everybody. There's room for everybody. We can all make money. Of course. So let's do this together. What can I help you with to make you better? What can I learn from you? Because, hey, I definitely don't know everything. Nobody does. And once you kind of sort of like level the playing field a little bit, we're colleagues.
Right.
I'm not your boss. I'm not like the owner. I'm not whatever. Because I can definitely learn from you. I can learn from everybody. I can be better at something that you're better at. I mean, and then they can learn from me. Maybe it's experience. Maybe who knows? A lot of it, which I did not anticipate coming into 4 AM, was that I became so many different things. I became people's therapists.
That's what it is. That's that word exactly. Right. I feel the same way.
So many things. No, but
so many people come with personal life problems.
Like
an influencer.
I was a life coach.
Yeah. So talking about 4 AM, and a couple years ago when like you first started the 4 AM venture, I saw you at Marquee at the 4 AM holiday party. It was a couple years ago, and I saw you going around taking pictures. And I'm like, what's this guy doing? He's the boss. Like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like,
well, they always say that.
Wait. So time out. So I see him like I see you getting your hands dirty, quote unquote.
Okay.
And I'm like, you literally you murdered your set. You come down. You put a strap around your neck. Pause. And you're taking a picture. You're literally taking pictures.
Oh, I was running around taking pictures.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? Right.
Yeah.
So after that, I DJ'd with a couple of 4 AM DJs. Rick on the Beat Breaker.
Shout out to Rick.
Right? And I see them do the same thing. They're going around, they're taking pictures. And then it clicks to me like, yo, like I thought like 4 AM was making the money to be able to afford to bring photographers everywhere with them. You know what I mean? And then it hits me and I'm like, yo, these dudes are putting
branding themselves.
Their own content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, this is genius, yo. This is genius. And then I talked to Ortiz, shout out to Ortiz, because I have a good relationship with him. I go way back with him.
Okay.
Since before 4 AM. And I'm like, yo, your Instagram is popping, like it's looking dope. Congratulations, signing to 4 AM. He's like, bro, that's all Chachi, man. That man he's the driving force behind the company, he's the influencer. He's in our ear telling us we have to put out content and we have to put out clean content and it has to look professional. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, bro, if I tell you that I'm selling you a box, an empty box, right?
Yeah.
And I'm selling it to you for $70, right? Why would you buy a box for $70 if you could get it for free, right? Now, I make this box look nice, I dress it up. Kanye's holding this box. I take a picture of it, right? Boom, this box is worth $70, right? Yeah. The empty box, if you've never seen it with Kanye.
Yeah, but you see, this is my problem with it. This is my problem. I'm glad you brought this up because I'm sick and tired of this. Right? So if it's an empty box, it's an empty box. Let me ask you a question. Right. $1,000 worth of feathers and $1,000 worth of cars. It's the same amount of dollars. I don't care about how it weighs. I don't care about how it looks. I'm sick and tired of booking people because of how they look. I'm not going to give you a free bottle of Hennessy. I'm not going to give you 10 comps. I'm not comping your UPS driver, your cameraman, your photographer, your door guy, your security. I don't care what you bring with me. Okay, I'm sick and tired of this, okay? I am booking you for your talent. If you want to go and take a picture under the Brooklyn Bridge, that's up to you. You're not doing that on my time.
Leave Dumbo
okay?
out of this.
And I want no. And no, because we were talking about this on the way. So Chachi, tell me the difference between somebody who got the talent and then gets the look, and somebody who has a look and then gets the talent.
How are you gonna know they have the talent if their Instagram looks like the newspaper ad?
Why don't you just Ray Charles, bro? Just listen to the set blind. That's all you gotta do.
How though? If I've never been in a room that you're in, if you're not
in a room that I've been in, then that's a problem. If you're not in a room that I've been in, it's a problem. If I have to find out about you, that's a problem. If I have to do research about you, that's a problem. If I get artists in my phone all the time. I don't respond. Why? Because I never heard of you. If I ain't heard of you, that's a problem. I'm in this industry 12 hours every single day, 12 hours every single. I'm in this. I'm here. So I didn't hear about you. That's a problem.
I'm gonna bring the attention to you. You have 16,000 followers. However, 21,000 followers on Instagram. Okay. I can go to another promoter from New York, and I can see that they have 22,000 followers. Okay. Right? Okay. Now,
the difference is I pop up on your feed every morning. When you make bacon, I'm there. When you tune into your radio, I'm there. So when you gonna wake up and you gonna see a billboard, I'll be there.
Let me finish. If I'm the owner of a big casino in Atlantic City, and I want to book you as a promoter to run a guest list, to book my DJs, to bring the people, right? How am I gonna see the difference between you and the other New York promoter that has the same amount of followers? What is the difference?
Because you're gonna make a phone call. You're gonna make a phone call. When they're opened up, they call me first. They hit my phone. They say, "Hey man, come down to AC. We'll give you an apartment. We'll lock you in." I'm telling you.
That's not how it happens.
You hit me after.
Hit your phone.
You hit me after.
They do not just hit your phone.
They hit my phone.
I'm gonna have to agree with Marty on this.
What you mean they hit my phone? It's a fact though.
Jason, if I go through, we're talking about social media content and presence.
So I kind of wanted to speak about this specifically because I've seen the evolution of pre-social media and obviously how it is now.
Correct.
And social media is smoke and mirrors, and there's a problem with, I know some incredible DJs that don't work, and then I know DJs who are pretty and they are working.
Right.
And that's the biggest problem with social media, but you can listen to their sets and you can Ray Charles it and understand if they are gonna like rock your room, because I was around before that where it didn't matter what a DJ looked like, if it was a male, female, attractive, not attractive, if they rocked your room, that's all that mattered.
Created revenue.
It created revenue. They kept people in the club.
Facts.
They kept the registers full.
That's it. And that was all that mattered. But so now people are confused because they're not sure. So-and-so has a lot of followers. Are those followers real? Are those likes real? There are bots and all these things that are creating this confusion.
Right.
And I personally think it's hurting the game, because I don't want to take pictures. I don't want to do all these things. I don't want to go down to the Brooklyn Bridge. I want to focus on my set. I want to work on making music. I want to do things that will bring quality to my performances. But now I have to be a videographer, a graphic designer.
You gotta do something extra.
Pinterest model. Like, these are not things that really have to do with my craft, but now they do.
Right.
And it's kind of not fair to the artist, because now I have to be 10 different people to make it look like my brand is popping.
And you can't charge for that.
Nah, you can't charge for that.
What if I can't afford to hire all these people? Then I gotta learn how to use Lightroom and Final Cut and all these different.
So now you work 23 hours a day.
But you know what?
You gotta edit everything.
And you're making less money.
I think that people forget that being a DJ is like being a hip hop artist or just an artist in general. Like, you know how long artists struggle for and put their money into their own brand, hit the studio, borrow clothing, all that stuff. Like, you're an artist, you're a brand, you're a walking brand. This is why I created the Total Package set. I want to showcase your personality as well as your musical talent, but that has nothing to do with how you look. It's about what you display inside and how you showcase that. And that's why I have this. Let's get a lighter subject. A lighter subject. Hold on, I'm gonna go a little light. You know what I mean? A little light. You can reopen one club in New York City. Here's your 3 options: Greenhouse, Tanjune, and Kiss and Fly.
Tanjune.
I knew he was gonna say
Hands down.
Tanjune was.
I missed the wave.
You missed the wave, bro. A little basement club. The sound system. Tell about the sound system.
Tanjune is Troy. No.
It's still there.
Still there. You do private parties, Sweet 16s.
It's underneath STK, but it's closed for it's just private events. Tanjune was this trifecta of the economy pre-2008 bottle popping. Like most of New York City really was kind of hurting. Marquee was very old at that time before it was renovated. Like it was it. These two promoters, Mark and Eugene, got together and they smashed it.
Oh, that's EMM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was EMM group. It was just the best. It was impossible.
Did Catch come during or after?
Oh, Catch was years and years after. Before Catch was SL and 8 Arthurs.
Oh, okay.
Tenjun was a
wow. Yeah, I miss those days and
my career is mostly based on Tenjun.
Yeah.
So I was resident at Tenjun Thursdays.
Okay.
Murmur in Atlantic City Fridays and Saturdays.
Before Pete?
Yes, before Pete. I gave Pete his job.
Oh, wow.
You're welcome, Pete.
You heard that right here. I'm clickbaiting the hell out of this. I'll keep you.
Well, look, so I was DJing at Murmur Fridays, Saturdays, and Mondays. So I was spending 4 days a week in Atlantic City, and I said, eventually, I did it for years, and I said, this is too much. So I was with Mood Swing, and I said, PSPS1, he's a great DJ, he'll take my Mondays. And Pete still does Mondays.
Yeah, still today.
10 years later.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shut up.
Shout out to PS1.
Now, PS1 is putting me on, so he has a special place in my heart.
I don't know who's prettier, Chachi or PS1, but I'm not going
to. His hair.
He's got that hair.
You got hair.
We're not going Zohan. We're not going Zohan this. We're not going Zohan this.
All right, so
but Tenjun was really. It was where my career came from, because the rest of the country said, you play at Tenjun? I said, yes. And they said, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Wow. There was no mix, there was no photo, there was no nothing.
Right.
And we were just throwing numbers out in the air, and all these other markets were like, yes, we'll take it. Just from that alone, that statement that I worked at the literally hardest club to get into in New York City, the hottest club, was it. These days it doesn't exist. So I told somebody I was like, listen, I play at Live, I play at Story, I play here, I play there. They were like, cool, can you send me a mix? And I was like, no.
That exclusivity is gone. Can I send you a mix?
I can't.
That one thing, that right there, I'm sorry, like no disrespect to anybody, but that mix thing annoys me. And I haven't been in the game as long as you.
Right.
But I grew up around the music level, like, you know, also my uncle is Jaheim, and my other uncle, he's a producer.
Jaheim?
For back in the day artist. So,
we bring him out.
So, you know, I've been around it, grew up around it, but basketball was my first love. Okay. And you understand, I just jumped into the DJ game. But the whole thing about mixing, like, that takes away the whole craft, I feel like. I feel like a DJ is a live performer. Like, you can never replace that, because once you start doing these mixes everywhere, we're going to have mixes in the club, and then next thing you know, there's no point of a DJ.
Right.
Wrong.
Right.
So it's like...
I wonder, like, with the growth of technology and everything that's happening, like, what could happen to the DJ? I mean, like, nightlife in general is hurting because of technology and the phones.
Correct.
Tinder, Netflix, all these dating apps.
He hates Tinder, bro. He hates Tinder so much. He's mentioned it like 3 times in the past, like 6 hours. You did. You're swiping right. All these girls swiping right. Swiping right. Chachi hates Tinder. If you guys will leave my sponsorship.
I'm not on Tinder.
He's not on Tinder. Bumble, though. Hit him up on Bumble.
Put my business in the streets. Nightlife is hurting. They really are, because they're battling technology. Because it's cheaper to swipe on your phone, and the odds of you meeting a girl and hooking up are so much higher.
If
you're just like,
$150 worth of drinks.
If you're trying to get into the club, let's say you get in, then you're being bumped around all night, spending all this money, and you hope to meet a girl. Like, you're gonna go where your odds are higher.
Literally, I mean, Chachi, I can sit down and pick your brain for 24 hours, bro, and still not learning enough.
You stop.
But
nah, it's a fact though. But we don't have all day though.
We got 2
minutes. 2 minutes of sponsorship.
We gotta wrap up soon. So you're an accomplished DJ. You put your footwork in. You're a businessman as well. So to the young listeners, to the young DJs coming up, what is the proper way to get put on in New York City, in the toughest market? Where obviously 4AM has the accounts I went over, up and down,
every major club.
Every major club in New York City, downtown New York City.
Shout out that girl Madison, the hardest working girl in nightlife.
The pinnacle of New York nightlife right now, you guys are at.
Okay.
What is your advice to the young DJs trying to be seen by the people they need to be seen by?
Honestly, I think it's relationships now. I mean, you have to have the product, you have to be a good DJ, but it's the relationships with the people that are really in charge. And you have to figure out who that person really is. So you have to make your way through the smoke and mirrors, where a promoter might tell you that they're important, but they're really not. always deal with managers or owners and find out if they really are the manager or they really are the owner, because a lot of people use those terms in nightlife.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
My last question. Hold on. My last question. I want to finish on this. You're creating a festival. You get to pick 4 DJs. Pick them. Yep, I'm doing this to you. That's what I do, man. That's what I do. They won't pay me to be up here for free, man.
There's like the Smash Kill.
You got 4 DJs, festival, 4 hours, % each go.
So, okay, Skrillex, 100%. I think he's the GOAT. I think he's the greatest of all time.
Didn't see that coming.
Producer, he's
businessman.
Everything.
Shout out to Ausla and his record label. Oh my god. Then I'm gonna go a whole other way and say Carl Cox, because he's just
Carl Cox is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT. He's the legend.
Legend. I would want to see somebody that I probably wouldn't usually see, and somebody like maybe like Armin van Buuren, just because he's been around.
Because he's been around for. You're going in with 3 OGs already.
Right. But like, that's who I want to mess. You know.
All right. And then
who's the 4th?
Who's the 4th? And don't say yourself. You can't say yourself. You can't say yourself. I would say if I was putting it together.
I'm gonna say somebody that.
It could be dead or alive.
Whoa.
Dead or alive.
Okay, he's adding it to it.
I would say somebody that who would throw me curveballs, and I'm gonna say DJ Vice.
Vice.
Wow.
From left field.
No, that's valid.
Vice.
That's valid.
I mean, no, from the EDM perspective, he said.
No.
He said.
Vice is
that's kosher.
Vice is the GOAT of the open format market.
That's open format. But he said.
My God.
There is nothing.
So okay.
It hasn't accomplished.
It would have to be a split 30-minute set. It would be Vice and AM.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. But no, you're not.
No, but
we don't have time. We don't have time in this episode.
Listen, there's
Avery is
nothing,
literally gonna come in here and just shut up.
Okay, but there's nothing that DJ Vice hasn't done that you can't say is a goal of yours as an open format DJ. He has a contract with Nike. Bro.
That's not my point. My point is you're putting together a festival, right?
Yes,
Right, so the way right now he just put together a festival. I'm calling it the Versatility Festival.
Right.
Because he just put together 4 different genres put together. Okay,
right.
I get that. That's fantastic. But I'm saying is I expected him to go a certain direction and he didn't go that direction. That being said, that's not a knock on DJ Vice.
Chachi.
Okay? Chachi, tell him where to find you at.
Thank you for coming on the show tonight. It was an honor having you on
Appreciate
the show.
you.
Thank you for what you have done and what you continue to do in New York nightlife.
Facts.
Nightlife
Pioneer.
in general. And thank you for all the opportunities you have open for DJs that are
Open
my
the
age,
doors.
younger, older.
Everything.
Thank you very much.
Rookies.
It's a pleasure.
Bro, we didn't even get into we didn't even get into half of what I have on my laptop. Not even half. Well, that being said, I enjoyed this conversation a lot. Tell the kids where to find you at. Tell the viewers where to find you at.
ChachiOfficial.com, Chachi Official on Instagram.
Only 30 minutes a day.
Hit me up. Only 30 minutes a day.
Nonfiction Radio, industry talk, the experience. I appreciate you guys tuned in. Tune in next week.
WZYE 95.9 FM.